Welcome. I have plenty of topics actually to talk about, but today it's gonna be about sexuality that I just realized I have never talked in this channel about sexuality. And it's such a huge, important topic for every one of us. Yeah. So let's talk about sexuality, obviously within the spirituality. What is sexuality at all? We can see on the meaning of sexuality under two scopes, under the God's scope and under the human scope. Okay? So what is sexuality under the God scope? It's exactly the movement that keeps this whole system alive. Call it system, call it Maya, Lila, illusion. There are a million names to call the same thing. There is system that nature is running on, which is procreation. In order for us to be living, there is supposed to be procreation. So sexuality is what keeps procreation alive. So what is sexuality under the God's perspective? It's God's free will on experiencing life through many different forms. It's the outwards movement, right? There's no sexuality coming back to God, to source. Sexuality happens when God decided to experience division, to experience, starting from there. And when there is experience, there is division on different forms. Again, there is no rights and wrongs. When I'm talking about division, doesn't mean that it's a minus or it's less or it's a subtraction. No, it's like an outwards movement of expansion. Next, what is sexuality under a human's perspective? Like, what is sexuality for me, let's say? What is sexuality for you? Think about it. At least for me in schools, the first year sex was something like hidden, like you don't talk about that. And then it would evolve into some jokes. And then it would evolve into self-discovery and then, procreation. But it's always taught in schools to us that sexuality is there for procreation. Is there actually something else? So coming back to human's perspective, we have two options here. When the human is aware of the sexuality and when the human is unaware. Let's go with the aware first. For me, when I am aware of my sexuality, it is an empowerment. We have nothing to hide from, nothing to be ashamed of. There is nothing in the dark, hidden, in that dark, I mean. So sexuality in an aware state, it's empowerment, okay? In an unaware state, sexuality can end up in many chaotic things, okay? Including procreation. So when a human is aware, we have sexuality in a form of procreation, so we can be creating a child, we bring a child into this world, or intentional sexuality. So when we perform lovemaking with our partners, with our close one, that sexuality can be intentional, and you can use the energy that you are creating, because now it's not from you, it's two vortexes, humans, fully aware, that can put an intention into one same thing to bring that thing into life, manifestation, okay? So I'm gonna touch this topic a little bit later. Human, unaware of their sexuality, also brings procreation on a chaotic form, but it's still procreation, and then everything else that is non-intentional, unintentional. Lust can come there, desires, obsessions, and not really nice things come from unawareness. But as always, there's light found in the darkness. So you cannot call that this is bad, Okay. Now, funny thing is that procreation is in both sides, whether the human is aware or non-aware. Why? Because it's our nature. It's this nature of outwards movement. What is the difference? When a child is bringing in this world under the power of the both parents' awareness, and when a child is bringing to this world with both parents unaware. Sexuality holds the God's power on expansion, on manifestation, on bringing creation. It was the first God's power and decision of further experiencing life, of experience, right? And God brought many different forms into this universe. So when we are engaged in sex, we are using that God's power. When we are unaware of our actions, there is no intention there. We have an energetical field around us, which is a reflection of what is within us, what is in our mind, what we think, what we feel, what is our frequency that we the most fluctuate at, what are the things that come into our life because this frequency attracts those things, right? So when two adults are unaware of who they are, they don't meditate, they don't reflect, they individually didn't find solitude, safe space within themselves to find the light within. When that doesn't happen, those two individuals are in a chaotic, unempowered state. They are not aware of themselves. They are not taking responsibility of who they are. They are not understanding that everything is in their hands. Their lives is chaotic because they cannot control anything about it. They don't control themselves. They don't control their emotions. They are not able to control what comes to them. And obviously, everything is just a play, a beautiful life. Okay, so when these two individuals come together in this chaos energy and start engaging in sexual acts, these chaotic energies mix together and apart from the fact that it's imprinted in our soul, whatever sex with whom we have, that's an energy leak that we're gonna have forever with that person. If a child comes from here, both parents were not prepared for that child because they were unaware. There was no intention. The intention was sex for the sake of having sex. That child's frequency when it's born will be imprinted frequency from the parents' chaos. So from there, the child is gonna be already attracting into the child's life from the very beginning those same chaotic energies that the parents were having before. Now, when the both parents found meditation, found their own power, found their way to God from within, they understood that they are responsible for the life they're having. They have God, source, power. They create the reality. They master this physical realm, and there is no chaos. If there is chaos in their field, it's the chaos chosen on purpose to experience life. There is awareness. When these two individuals come together intentionally with this energy matrix properly arranged at their will, and they put an intention on bringing forth a child, that child's life is going to be a blessing. They bless the child with this both frequencies, energies, which are not chaotic. They are imprinted in the child. The child will not be having chaos in the life from the very beginning. The child will grow up in a family that is aware of what is happening, the both parents are in control of their emotions, they have this balance of body, mind, and spirit. They meditate, they find whatever they need to find, reflect, activities to keep them in balance and in track, so the child is growing there very safely, protected, beautiful environment, and aware from the very beginning of this life. Now, let's say that you have a relationship, you both persons are in this spiritual journey, which means that you are trying to be aware of everything you are doing, and when you are flowing, it was your own choice from awareness that, okay, I'm gonna surrender now and flow, and you don't want to have kids yet. You can still activate this both sides machines, become the plus and minus together, become the duality together that comes into one, brings one. You can be smart, aware, and instead of bringing one life, child into this world, you can bring one idea into a growing stage. You can bring one project into life. So before performing into sexual acts, both of you need to have a very clear and aligned goal, direction, where to go. What do you want to bring into this life in the next 5 years, in the next 1 year? You are both working together in that direction. And when you are creating, making love, and this energy, God's given gift of creation, manifestation power, it's both active on you both. Your mind is on one idea, your body is on full ecstasy, and you both think of that goal. And there are different types of techniques that you can get in if this is something that you want to try. But be aware that every manifestation, it's light. Every light brings shadow. There are no shadows without the light. So be prepared always that everything you're trying to manifest or bring life to, give life to, whether it's child, idea, project, be prepared to also deal with the downsides. Everything has downsides and beautiful things and not so beautiful things, right? This is how we experience life. Understand that when you are reaching an orgasm in French, it means like a short death, I believe. It's the translation of short death. Why? Because it's such an ecstasy explosion. So if in that moment you are fully, your mind focus is on one idea, you just gave to that idea such a huge amount of creative energy that the whole universe now is gonna be bringing that to you because you just gave it to it. It's gonna come to you. But it requires lots of awareness and work. And obviously, if you're not able to master your mind, meaning if you're not able to meditate and tell your mind to stop thinking and the mind stops thinking, or tell the mind, think only on one thing and keep that focus there for 20 minutes, if you're not able to do this, you're not going to be able to do this, ritualistic use of intentional sexuality to bring forth some manifestation into life. You need to first master your mind, meditate. Control your own mind and not the other way. So you can control your thoughts and not the other way. Because imagine you are there in the act trying to manifest one idea and you're not able to control your thoughts, and suddenly that idea brings you a little bit of doubt, a little bit of insecurity, or another thought comes in like of fear, or another thought comes of something completely random, different from yesterday or from the dream you had last night, and that influences on whatever manifestation you're trying to bring into life because you're putting that full energy in there. Some societies call it high magic on sex. Now, there is a completely different way, which is instead of reaching a climax and spreading this creative energy of God outwards to bring forth creation outwards, you do not reach climax. You activate this whole machine, this energy buildup, and you do not reach climax. You keep it for yourself. You save the seed. When you are saving the seed, it's such a huge amount of God's energy within you that it just pushes your energy upwards from the chakras, from the down, all the way up. If I start explaining on all the 7 chakras right now, it's just a lot to talk about. If you have no idea about chakras, it's energy centers. We have 7 in our bodies, and each center takes care of each things. Obviously, if one energy center is not properly working, it will lead into physical problems. And anyways, when the centers are aligned, there's a Kundalini awakening happening, which is, it gets pierced, and you reach enlightenment, which you become one with God. Okay? So when you save the seed, that's like a huge stream of energy saving more until it pierces up. So many yogis, people that are into spirituality, instead of spreading the seed outwards, they keep it. So they get superpowers, and you get superpowers, right? You can get like other types of visions, telepathy, many things that are not even having a name on a physical form, because those are powers from the astral, from the soul level, abilities, gifts. So by saving the seed, the movement is not expansion and creation, the movement is back to source. What is better for somebody that doesn't want to have kids? Make a relationship, a sexual relationship with your partner intentional to create something, some idea into this world, or save the seed and be into this ascension path. So there is no rights and there's no wrongs. It's your free will, right? You always have a free will of whether to engage with this external world or to completely close your eyes to it and go inwards. It's your free will. So I had a video on free will before. It's a very interesting one. Feel free to go there. If you want to experience this physical realm, movement is outwards. There is your choice. If you want to experience other realms, which are not this physical, movement inwards. You will start experiencing the astral. Many things are from there. It's huge. It's much bigger than the physical one. So in the end, it depends, what do you want? And also, you cannot know what do you want until you master yourself. You have some power of your own body and mind in this physical realm. Okay, a little side note on sexuality under the scope of awareness is when something feels weird, especially for women, because I'm a woman, I'm not a man, so I'm talking from a woman experience. Whenever you are opening yourself and allowing for an energy to enter into your body, you are being very vulnerable there. If there is doubt, if there is a little tiny uncomfortable feeling, sensation, if it doesn't feel right, please don't. Learn to say no. Close your legs and close your field. No, it's a no. Every single time there is a sexual relationship happening, and it was your, okay, fine, let's do it. I'm not even feeling it, but let's do it. Or I just don't feel it, but maybe I will feel it once I'll get into it. Or million things. There is some, actually you want to do it physically, but your mind is somewhere else. you are betraying yourself. You are putting yourself lower. If you in this life are not first, God and you, but if you are one, then you have to be first. If you're not first, you're giving your power to somebody else. Subconsciously, that will start affecting your whole life. This is a very vulnerable moment, and you're gonna start getting used to in life to be stepped on, people to be speaking on your name, speaking on your behalf without asking you anything, and things are gonna be coming to you. You are not in control of your life anymore. So, sex is so important for women to stop. I'm talking from women because I'm a woman experience. I'm 100% sure that there is also from a male side that, okay, there is an expectation, so let me get to it, or no. If there is doubt, if there is your mind somewhere else, don't do it. Don't do it, and be empowered. Learn to be empowered by saying no. Do not be ashamed of it. If you are ashamed of it, there is a lot of work to do within. Now, before finishing this video, I'm gonna leave you with a few questions for you to reflect on. When was the last time that you were fully physical in your sexual relationships and at the same time aware? Can you be human? Can you be God in one same experience? What is the purpose in your life? What do you want to experience in this life? What is your goal? Where are you heading to? And if you had the chance to bring one idea into reality, do you have that idea clear? Have you thought about it deep enough that that's what you really want? That you would stick to it no matter what? No matter the dark and the light, no matter the shadows and the gifts. Namaste.